I'm going to shed light for you on the new TMZ post that says about a new suspect in the David case officially, so that you don't have to watch a 33-minute video. So Harvey and Mark are saying that they're being told there's another suspect, and it's not necessarily in connection to the unaliving, but it's in connection to dismembering the body, and they all believe that it has to do with the mysterious trip to Santa Barbara in the middle of the night last spring. They say that not only have they got the records that are supporting this theory that he 100% took this trip to Santa Barbara County, but they now have social media, and they've tied up the social media with some of the trips, and they have cell phone records that they've poured over and have triangulated this to the point where it's almost, quote, eerie. They said they've got this thing down to a timeline that's almost by the minutes triangulated to the location. And it's not just one source. When they're saying triangulated, they're saying it's media, social media, cell phone, Tesla, and other kind of GPS tracking devices. So they go over again that this is talking about a trip David took in the spring to a very remote area of Santa Barbara County in the middle of the night and spent several hours there. And they have been told that, yes, there is another suspect, and the suspect is somebody they believe to help him dismember the body, because what they were told by multiple sources is they believe that more than one person dismembered the body. Now, they do acknowledge that they don't think they can conclude that just by looking at it, but they are saying that there's some clear reason he has had help. Now, another source that they said they can't be very specific about it, and it was just an offhanded comment, told them that this is connected to all of this about possibly hiding the body there. They go over again that their independent source, the information's from multiple sources, is that the suspect that they're talking about is somebody involved in the dismemberment of the body, and that's very different from being involved in a homicide itself. I did bring up the medical examiner's website and about how Celeste's information is suddenly gone, and the speculation that her cause of death could be coming soon, and toxicology report. And they mentioned that it seems like there is what they're calling a security hold on this, which wouldn't be surprising in this case, so that they don't jeopardize the investigation since it's active at this time, and there's no arrests or anything that have been made. So going back to this other suspect that they're talking about without naming, they said, so do they have a name of the person who was involved with that vehicle? And Mark had said yes, they believe they know who it was. Then he said, yes, absolutely. They believe they know who it is. What they would tell him is that there's a video from the Tesla showing who got in and out of that car when it was parked on. And Mark was just kind of going into, he didn't really dig into this person too much, his source, about more details on that. And again, he has a name, but he will not say the name. Harvey pressed him, can he narrow it down if it's a female or male in that respect? But again, he wouldn't, because he acknowledged that the web sleuths are really good at what they do, and they would probably figure it out, which also is just like another hint to me that I think then we probably know based on things that are mentioned on Reddit and this platform and others of independent web sleuthing. Now they talk about the social media component to this and saying that there were posts made, so there's a connection to social media posts made by the suspects, and that when they did see where the posts were made, they were able to determine where that was geographically. So they pinned it to Santa Barbara County. Now they're saying that if you were to look at the post by itself, you wouldn't be able to tell because there's no markers, no sign. It wasn't a hotel or a club that you could identify, but it was simply because of the geographical location that was pinpointed by all the other techniques to look at the technological data that has come back in from the subpoenas that were served. This other suspect that they're focusing on is somebody who was, quote, geographically overlaid with his location. So they're surmising that from circumstantial evidence that the two of them had a connection to either the trip or something that potentially could have been ignored. So they're saying they believe somebody was in Santa Barbara with David on that trip, possibly in that same vehicle with him. In talking about the source, they said that they raised the issue of the Santa Barbara trip and said they didn't understand how the body would end up in the Tesla. And they told back, this source said, don't try and use logic to understand this. So they said that's kind of an interesting comment in itself. So that's breaking down a 33-minute video into 5 minutes. That's the update. So you don't have to watch the whole thing. Again, there's speculation, not facts here. These are sources given to TMZ, and everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Follow, like, share. I will keep updated on this case as well as many others. You can go check out my page. Thanks for checking me out. My name's Marissa, and this is The Light. Everything that happens in the dark always comes to the light.